Okay, it says I'm live. Welcome to MacBean Scotch Fitness. Thanks for hopping in. I figured I'd do the breakfast chat a little bit earlier. And for the main reason is one of the channels I generally listen to in the morning. Instead of doing an hour on live, they just did a kind of a short, hey, here's what on my weekend. And then it kind of brought me to my subject at hand. Okay, so I've seen a few creators really get down because of haters and trolls, which is what they want. It really is. And it's kind of something that you have to, I don't know, you have to adapt to. You have to evolve how to deal with them. Because I know I have changed. Good morning, Ethan. On how I deal with them as time went by. As I've kind of learned what's important to them. So what's important to a troll? An argument. That's really that's important to them. You want to have some sort of argument. I mean, these are generalizations, but they want to have some sort of argument, and this is how they, I don't know, justify them being alive on the planet. It confuses me. It's not something I would do. But so how do you deal with a troll? You ignore them or you block them. That's how I deal with them. I used to engage with them more because every now and then, I don't know, maybe 1 out of 20, I would say convert or untrollify them. So they weren't a true troll. They just didn't believe I could lift that much weight or whatever. But most of them are just a troll. I have a reoccurring troll that's always commented on my videos. I let them. Hey, I mean, it's not vulgar. Sometimes it's just a little silly, but it does help my algorithm. Do you go to a chiropractor for maintenance? No, I do not, Jacob. And that's a great question. Thanks for bringing that up. And we'll cover that first before I go into more of my semi-rant, because that is a really good question. So the gym I work out at, the one that has the bars everybody thinks is a prison, it's a gym. It used to be a car dealership. But the guy who used to own it and has an office attached to it is a chiropractor. And he's also a lifter. And I like the guy. He kind of explained it as that maintenance to me, because I asked him, why is it that people who go to a chiropractor keep going to one? I said, to me, that seemed kind of counterproductive. So, quick question: how do you clean cast iron? How much dish soap do you use? That'll be a question I'll have here. I just clean this one. I just got to put it somewhere where it won't burn into my butcher block, which my buddy Doug made me. So the answer to that question is I do not go to a chiropractor at all. I never have. All right, everybody I know who goes to one, this is just my opinion, is always going to one. I think I've only heard of one person so far who says, nope, I went, they fixed it, and I've been good to go. But I have a few friends that, about every 2 weeks, I got to go to the chiropractor, my back's killing me. Well, it's not fixed. All right, but it would be better. It would be better than surgery, in my opinion. Now, these are my opinions. This is not professional at any part. But I asked him about that, and he said, well, it's like going for a checkup. It's like going for maintenance. You change oil on your car, you rotate the tires. And I did like his answer. He was the first person that really gave me a good answer. I still don't go to one. I don't feel the need. What I do feel a need for is to make my vitamin drink. Get this little dry, itchy throat out of here. So, yeah, I do not go to a chiropractor, but I know a lot of people who do. And if you do, you probably should still do so. I am just fortunate where I have healthy joints. I mean, have I ever hurt my back? Oh, yes. Everybody has. And you really appreciate your back after you injure it. You're like, oh, my God. So I find are more adept than chiropractors because the chiropractor derives from, the founder. More holistic. There we go. Hey, well, there we go. Scottish coffee. A little early in the morning and I'm working. More efficient too. So on my YouTube channel, Black Cat Whirlywig, I don't have that many. We have one that will sit there and constantly make 5 or 6 different channels, and then he'll hit us for a while, and that's why I put the subscriber mode on only, because now he has to subscribe, and YouTube gets more information about his IP address. So then it makes it more likely that he can get banned. So that's why I do that. On my Instagram, wow, it's a whole different story. Because I'm probably new to it, but I get a lot of fake weights comments. Now, unfortunately, people have put out videos using fake weights. So I can understand where it's coming from. But obviously I said, well, you didn't look at my bio. You didn't do any research. Because when people make comments about how strong they are in the gym and that, sometimes people can open powerlifter.org and will say, wow, that's unbelievable because you're not on there. And they say, well, I don't compete. Okay. Maybe it's true. I don't care. I don't comment on them. But I get the fake weights. I get I'm on steroids. I get that I'm on TRT. But then I get the comment on the other end. I don't look like I work out because I'm not puffed up on those steroids that they accuse me to be on. All right. In the last 15 years, I've been to one twice. They're fantastic. But no, I don't go regular. About 15 years ago, might have been even a bit longer, the wife bought me one. And I went and she worked on me for about an hour and a half. She's like, oh my God, you're so tight. And I said, well, this has been my first one. And then last year for my birthday, my daughter bought me one. So I went for that one. Then I kind of hinted that that's a pretty good present for me on a birthday present. So I use the filtered water on there, but so no, I don't regular, but when I go, it's like, wow, that's fantastic. I should go more often, and then I just life comes on. But we got one channel is taking a month off, and I think it's just because of another creator made a video about this individual in a bad light and had no business doing it. And but it was probably good that he did because he does put so much time and effort into it. He's a much bigger channel than mine. He puts out really good information. He tells you to do your own research. He says this information, you take it and you make the decisions that you feel this information tells you. I know Michael had one on his that was kind of getting to him where we even talked about it. And I said, listen, yeah, Michael, I had one that accused you of being on steroids. And I answered back, yeah, I know, Michael, he's not. He's just stronger than you. So some of it's just hate. Some of it's just hate. Well, I can't do it, so you shouldn't be able to do it either. And some of those people just have miserable lives. But what you can't do is you can't let them. Mama Jen, good morning. Thank you. Well, life happens. I know there's a lot of people that couldn't do it. Michael couldn't because he had a big storm come through and had to deal with power outage. Uh, and Rudy, Alaska Prepper, he was one I was talking about. He just got done with it. And, everybody has lives. And I can't, I have to do it on a weekend so I can go on those big ones so I can get to a Wi-Fi. Because my mobile hotspot, which I'm using right now, will not handle having people coming over from StreamYard. I tried it one time it worked. That was on somebody else's channel, that Gray Man's. Today I'm going to make hard-boiled eggs. That's going to be mostly my breakfast. It's supposed to get up to 60. So, because I benched Saturday, I think today's too early to bench. So there's the possibility of deadlifts on deck. And then later on, I will probably go to the gym and use the machines for back. So, but masseuse, yeah, I mean, a nice full body rub down is wonderful for you. I know I feel much better afterwards. Chiropractor, if you go to one, great. That's just my decision. I don't do it. But I don't have any pains in my back. So to me, I don't need to go to it. And the last time I hurt my back, I just took ibuprofen for a couple of days and didn't lift and stretched it out, and then I was fine. So I've been very fortunate in that respect. So, wonderful way to get a good shot of vitamin C and some other essential nutrients for you. So I got my eggs from the neighbor up that direction. I'll probably get them from that direction again. And what I usually do is here's the funny part. These big eggs and the light brown ones sometimes have a tendency to crack. The green colored eggs literally have a thicker shell. So with the smaller ones. So a lot of times that one's too big. I'll go with the dark brown one. But usually I cook 6, figuring I'm going to have one probably break. All right. Put them on the water, put it on the heat, and go from there. Clean the cast iron pot today. The question was how much dish soap or what type of dish soap do you use to clean cast iron with? I haven't seen any answers on that yet. It's a trick question. For my shoulder, he fixed it in one appointment. Never saw him again. You got clinics all over the UK. So I wonder if they have them over here. I might have to research that. But that's good information, Jacob, thanks for sharing. You see, I learned something new today. And that's what you're doing. So my thing is I was watching a lot of people get frustrated. I was one of them. Until I finally grasped really what it was they wanted. And what they want is an argument. They want to feel that they have some power over your enjoyment of a day because they're so miserable that if they cause you misery, they feel better. So the best way to do it is just ignore them. So if they're on a live chat and they're saying stupid things, or if they try to copy somebody like the one kid does, right, and that's the correct answer. You do not use any soap on cast iron. Use hot water and elbow grease. And that's how you clean cast iron. Otherwise, you take the seasoning out of it. I had to teach that to my wife. She kept washing them with soap. I go, what are you doing? You just ruined it. Now I got to re-season it. So I just told her, don't clean the cast iron anymore. I'll take care of that. But anyway, I can see where they were causing some creators of problems. I got into one on Instagram. And finally, at one point, I said, "What am I doing?" I said, "He's just a troll. He's 63 years old." I did screenshot his stupid comment and put it on Instagram and Facebook. And then a few people on Instagram said, "Hey, we agree with you, but please take that down." So I did. To show respect to the other people. But I left it up on Facebook. I made him famous. I didn't have his name out there in that, but I did. Some people who requested it, I gave him the information. And he's 63 years old. He's into fitness. He's about 5'4". So I know what his issue was. And that's a shame. I think at that age, you'd be a little bit more self-confident. So a couple other things. So I bought this. It's a survival knife. So it's a nice strong blade. Good handle. It's a buck knife. It has, boy, this stuff stays in there, a ferro rod. So I can use it to make a fire in that. One thing about this I don't like. You got rust all over my cast iron plate. So Jacob, here's how you prevent that. All right. After you scrub it and clean it, you put it back on the burner at a low heat for about 5 minutes. And it dries all that moisture away from it. So if you're getting rust, there's two reasons you're getting rust. You're using soap, and the soap is drawing all that oil out of the metal. Or you're not drying it on the stove afterwards. And that's how you get it. Gamanama, good morning. Thanks for stopping in. So do not use dish soap and make sure you dry it. And you can reload the oil and reheat. Now, I've been using my cast iron so long, I really don't need to rub it down with oil again, but every now and then I'll do it. But if you dry it and get all that moisture out of there, then it won't rust. Unless you're keeping it outside. So the one thing I don't like about this knife is there's really nowhere to carry it. That is not thick enough for my belts. So I can't hang it here. I was just wondering, what were they thinking of when they designed this? Now, I have the ability to take this off, but still, this is not something I can carry on my side unless I had a really thin belt. So that's the one thing where I'm like, I don't know what they were thinking. Is my son stronger than me? Not at this point. He's strong, but no. Now he can probably run further. He probably can squat more than I can too. But overall strength, no, because he doesn't do what I do. He doesn't lift a lot, but he said he's probably going to get into some martial arts in that. So, but does he have the potential? Absolutely. He could be far stronger than me. But he does other things, and that's fine as long as you stay active. But he's probably going to get into martial arts. So, another thing we'll talk about is I started grabbing some things. I got readers here, that's why I'm putting these on. And some things that I had bought, and I'm thinking, man, I better start using them. So here, ranch style beans, appetite pleasing, real Western flavor. And so, well, what sort of nutrition am I getting out of this? So this is something I'd probably throw in chili. So protein, 6 grams per serving, and there's 3 servings, so 18 grams of protein. That's good. 25% of your dietary fiber. That's excellent. Low sugars, only has about 2% of the sugar. Total fat's 40%. 140 calories per serving. So 280, 420 calories. It's got 10% of the potassium we need, about 10% of the iron. So pretty good. So what does it consist of? pinto beans, tomato paste, canola oil, salt, sugar, spices, onion powder, distilled vinegar, garlic powder, paprika, natural flavors, trained soy. So here's another thing I use to make. Are the women in your family as strong as well? Well, I wouldn't mess with my daughters. I'm just telling you. I've trained them since they were 6. So yeah, they're strong and they also know how to use weapons very well. Chili mac. Usually what I use to make chili with. So you add tomatoes, you add meat, a couple cans of this. All right. Calories, 900 as packet. Protein, 5 grams. As packaged, 5 grams. Dietary fiber, 4 grams. It's got a lot of fiber and protein, so pretty good for you. Do you season cast iron when it's brand new? Yes, I do. And I season it a few times before I even use it. But it's been probably 20 years since I bought anything new. It's something I use pretty often. So here, canned carrots. What sort of nutrition do we have in there? Well, we have a gram of protein in here, surprisingly. So 3 grams in the can. Dietary fiber, some calcium, some potassium, some iron. So these are usually your add-ons. They don't give you a lot of calories, but they help. I remember when I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh yeah, there you go. Some of the women trashing me in fights because I was a beginner. Yeah, well, we all started as a beginner. I took Jiu-Jitsu. I think that's one of the, it was small circle Jiu-Jitsu. It's manipulating the person's arms and stuff. Some other cool things. So here, Dinty beef stew. So I bought a couple cans of this. Contains about 25 grams of protein. This is probably what I have for lunch. I got to start eating this stuff up. So we know eggs have 6 grams of protein, 6 to 8 grams depending on the size of the egg, and about 100 calories. They're cleaner calories. So I'm just now starting to get the water where it's starting to look like it's going to boil. Generally for hard-boiled eggs, you want them to boil about at least 9 minutes. So if you drop the eggs in the boiling water, they tend to crack. That's kind of it. A little early to get the garden started yet. I do have 5 pepper plants in the house that I dug up from last year. Last week we had a nice sunny day in the 50s, so I let them out inside for a little bit. Today's going to be 60, but it isn't sunny. And I'm going to it's probably a month away yet. There are some things I can plant in planters right now, so I do have some lettuce I'm going to put in a planter. Lettuce does pretty good in cold weather. And it's something that's small enough for me to bring in the house in case it's going to get cold. We're still going to get below freezing temperatures at the end of this week. And I think early part of next week. So we're not, as they say, March comes in like a lamb, goes out like a lion. So generally for me to put big plants out there in the garden, it's May. If you try April, you might get away with it, but there's always the opportunity for a frost to hit and kill everything that you put out there. So the only thing I can do right now is I can keep carrying the peppers outside to get sun. And then it'll probably be May before I put them out there. I'll put each one in a grow bag. So I did order more grow bags this year. I had really good success with potatoes, peppers, and tomatoes in them. So that's what I'll use them for. I will build my one larger raised bed, and I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to put in there yet. I had tomatoes in there last year, so I got to put something different in because tomatoes take a lot of nutrients out of the soil. So I might just load them up with beans, and beans will put a lot of nitrogen back into the soil. So it might be this, or I just do a lot of beans there. Yep, old gyms. So the gyms, and they weren't quite as popular. I mean, most of the time I worked out at the school I went to, or I worked out at home. At the time, your older school gyms were mostly in the big city. I lived out in the country. There were some fancy places which have racquetball courts and all that stuff, but they cost like $250 a month to join. And I was young and I didn't have that type of income I was going to spend. Yes, coconut oil. Yep. Yeah, I seen Alaska Prepper Rudy do that with coconut oil, so I've re-seasoned them with that a few times. But so I had my own weights. I built my own bench out of wood. I built my own squat rack. I had those old concrete weights. God, that stuff was so archaic. And then I started getting steel weights because I wanted to be able to lift more. So I had to buy a new bar. And bar, about the most weight you can put on a bar is about 300 and some odd pounds. Because they were 1-inch weights. So I finally broke down and I bought an Olympic set, 315 pounds, bought a whole rack system down in the basement, and really started, and I bought some extra weights and really started going heavier. But it wasn't until probably 2006 I started going to a gym that was, it was Cardinal Fitness at the time. And I did that, but I worked out at Cardinal Fitness, I worked out at the college, I worked out at home, and then I started hitting all the Cardinal Fitnesses. They weren't exactly old gym, but they had a lot of free weights. And then when I was in Naperville, I stopped this place. It's called Club Flex, and that was an old school gym. And it had those weights with the holes in them. I still weigh 45 pounds. Which is funny because I'll get that. They have holes in them and that. And it's the point now on Instagram. On most of these people, I don't even have to comment. Other subscribers will do that for me. So, but I guess the thing is, don't feed the trolls is what they say. All right. They comment on your video, just say, okay, I just hit the like and the love, and then the comment goes away. I go click, click. And I know it's bothering this one. Like, God, he won't respond to me. But, he's commenting on all my videos. Shows my algorithm. So thank you for your support. If he happens to be lurking there in the background, you never know. I usually get the comments later at night, so he may not even be in the continental United States. Michael Hearn blocks all his haters. His block list is huge. I'm sure it is. I listen to him every now and then. I mean, he's got good information. I've had people ask me, well, do you think he's on steroids? I said, I don't care. Not my concern. But you do a video with him, well, I'd love to. But, he's mentioned me once, which was great. I was surprised. But, I'm just a little channel. I'm a little minnow, a big ocean, Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've had him here, Jacob. I mean, that's why I have my moderators. Hey, runner boy, how we doing? Hit one of my gym goals today. What was it? Was it squat or bench? Right. Yeah, I mean, so what? if he's on steroids, so what? He still works out, probably 4 or 5 hours a day. So that's what he does for a living. So I got one egg floating to the top. So what happened is that it cracked open. That was one of the green ones. Damn it. That's why I say I cook 6, I eat 5. And then I'll take the yolks out of some of them. There we go. So this is what I just cleaned. And then I can put some coconut oils, or sometimes I just use Crisco, and just let it coat in there for a little bit. The only oil I don't use anymore is any seed oil. And I try to use filtered water for any of my cooking. I'm on a well, but I do have farmers around us that use stuff. I can't tell until the video comes out this week. All righty, I'm going to guess you hit your 100 kilograms on bench. I know you're very close to it. Have you seen the channel, the Trend Twins on YouTube? They're like 21 and so strong. So I did go check them out because somebody on Instagram said I was the missing Trend Twin. So I didn't know what he meant by it, so I had to go check them out. But yeah, they look very strong. So that's usually how I check things out, or somebody will use a phrase that I'm not familiar with because I'm older, then I got to Google it. Now, what's up, Putty? Yeah, come on, get in there, Banks. You have fun? The Lord and Master, the little queen, has entered back into her castle. Every now and then, not often. My day is pretty full. So, I mean, I got up probably about 6:30 this morning. I had coffee and watched a little bit of news, and then took care of some other morning things. Watched John in Prepper Nations. He had an 11-minute video I watched. And then got this one started setting up. So now it's 9:19. I've eaten breakfast. After breakfast, I think I will go for a walk. Yeah, so I think I'll go for a walk. Yesterday, I was a little disappointed. I went for a walk on a half-mile stretch of road, so it's a half mile there, half mile back. And I had just cleaned this road up of all the beer cans 2 weeks ago. And I found 24 cans. Now, 7 of them were probably ones I just missed, hidden under the weeds or snow was covered, whatever. But the other 17 were brand new. So in 2 weeks, these drunks threw 17 cans out on the road. And just a half mile between me and my neighbor. Literally, my neighbor is a half mile away. So between me and my neighbor, in just 2 weeks, that's what they did. And I was like, man, just keep them in your car, wait till you get home, and then throw them in the trash. I just don't understand that. As you can tell, most of them are on the side of the road that's heading out of town, not into town. So I never understood that. But it is what it is. So if I go for a walk today, I'm going to take a bag with me so I can pick up those cans. And then I'll probably swing back out that way and go see if my one neighbor's got some more eggs for me. I dropped him off some empty cartons the other day. What's up, buddy? So I've got my five eggs going. It says I got about 2 minutes left. And then what I do is I cool them down really quick. And the reason I cool them down is so they pull away from the shell and make it a little, okay, Ken, hello, great. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. So, Trent and Michael Hearn and any of the other Larry Wheels or whatever, people ask, what do you think about they're on steroid? I said, I don't think about it at all. I don't care. You're an adult. You know what the risks are. You make adult decisions. I don't go on for a couple reasons. Number one, I don't have the disposable income to play around with that stuff. Number two, I don't trust the long-term effects. And number three, I'm far stronger than I ever thought I was going to be, period. So I don't need any help. All right. I got my 405 on my birthday again, and then I went to 415 so we could listen to Ray sing. I may not ever do that again. And then we went out and I had too little food and too many beers. And then they started buying me some shots. And then the wife said I took my shirt off at the bar while I was dancing. She was not happy. I don't remember. So new rule when I go out, it's 3 and done. I have my 3 beers and I drink water after that. I know it's my birthday, but still I don't like doing that once a year. So I have to make adjustments. The Liver King has fallen, yes. He lied to people, then his apology wasn't. I was rich. I'm still rich. Back with you. That's basically what I heard. So yeah. And I didn't really follow him that much anyway. But he had like his physique. So Michael Hearn, those guys, are great. I don't care how they got there. But holy smoly, 10 to 12 grand a month? What he was taking? I knew it was expensive. I didn't have any clue you could spend that type of money. So yeah, that one kind of surprised me a little bit. That's like, all right, so now we'll cool down the eggs really quick. I run cold water in it, and then I'll sit there and do an ice bath after that. So I'm coating it with Crisco, re-seasoning it, kind of helping it out. Now, this is a pan I don't use as often as the other ones. But the one thing with having 5 burners on the stove is you don't have, it's still only a 30-inch range. So you don't have all that extra spare room you think you have. Hey, there we go. But anyway, and I thank everybody who did join in on my birthday live stream. I felt really good about hitting those weights. Right. And some people are like that. Hey, Christopher, welcome. Some people, they repeat the lie to themselves until the point that they believe it's true, even that they could even take a lie detector test and pass it. But once again, the thing is, I didn't care. And like he said, he was rich before and he's still rich. So I don't know what that was supposed to mean. I think what the people, his followers took it is he didn't care. I mean, seriously. How many people were eating liver and the other things that were bad for you? Now, I remember when I was told liver was good for you. And I was one of the few kids, I liked liver. And then the doctor told me, you can't eat liver, your cholesterol's too high. I said, make up your mind. So here's the featured artwork from my daughter. She kind of just did a, I guess you call it horizon or something like that. Good morning, Jason. So that's from my oldest daughter. And she does wonderful artwork, which I've got hanging out all areas of the house. Dr. Binks, well, what you looking out here for? You just went outside. You just went outside. I know. Let's say hi to everybody. Here's the star of the show. Yay. Yay. Here's the little princess. Yep. Yep. Here's the little princess. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right. Ah. You just went outside. They'll open the door and then she'll run the other way. Want to go again? Oh, yes, you do. All right. It's nicer out. So now she don't mind spending time outside, I guess. Or I think she wants to go hunt. So Saturday was good. I had fun. I didn't do a lot of reps, but I did the heavy sets. I felt good. Today I think we'll work back. So probably the ones on the deck, and then I'll go to the gym if I got the gumption to work out there too. And well, in 13 reps, you probably can at least do, I'd say 20% more. So probably 72 kilos. If you rep something over 10 times, you should be able to do 20% more. I know when I can rep 315 by 10, 405 is definitely there. So, it's just done 70 for 5. So, okay, so 75 easy, maybe 80. Just take your time. If you're doing 60 for 13 reps, I would bump that up to 65 instead of 60 is what I would do. When you do 65 for 13, I would bump it to, maybe 67 and a half. It's 2.2 pounds per kilo. So like 154 pounds. So right around 154. It's 2.2 decibel, call it 155, Jason. So got the eggs cooling down. I let them cool down for about 5 minutes or so. Then we'll peel them. And it'll be time to eat. I've already had my vitamin drink. I'll have my glass of Fairlife milk. I'll take some vitamins. And then probably just go for the hike. And then when I come back, it'll be time to prepare for lunch. Don't mean I'll eat lunch right then, but it'll be time to prepare for it. And then I'll do my deadlifts on the deck. Oh, so one thing, and this email almost got me. If it wasn't for my computer's antivirus, I could have been in trouble. So it looked like YouTube had sent me a strike, or saying your one video, YouTube on the deck, is violated, and we're moderation for a strike, and you can open up the full report. Well, when you open the full report, it comes as a zip file. I said, well, why would it be a zip file? And then my computer stopped. He said, no, we stopped this. We're not going to run this file. So I went through and got rid of it. I contacted YouTube. They're not really a lot of help. I'm just saying. And they said, well, no, you don't have any strikes or anything like that. But it's not like they're really trying hard to find out what it was. So if you get something like that, if you're a creator, you gotta be kind of. I ordered a compression cuff for my elbows from Mark Bell Slingshot. There you go. Probably a good idea. My car's cam chain went, so having to walk. That's how I've been getting my cardio in. There you go. They still use a chain? I know my old Camaro did, and we finally replaced it after over 300,000 miles. It was like wow, still working. That engine wouldn't die. So now I take the eggs out of the water and kind of let them dry a little bit, and then we'll peel them. So there's 30 grams of protein, about 600 calories. The milk will be another, as much as I drink, it would be another, so I'll have maybe another 20 grams, and 200, so I'll have like 50 grams of protein. I have about 900 calories going on here. Why so many calories? Because I need to have fuel for my workout. If I don't do that, I won't have the fuel for it. So here's a shirt I did from the Senior Olympics. Illinois Senior Olympics, where I won the gold in discus. So July 11th, I go to Pittsburgh. I've already registered and paid for that. Now I just gotta figure out where I'm staying. I might just be staying at my buddy's house in West Virginia. It's only 3 hours away. Yeah, it might be doable. Depends on what time in the morning I need to be there. 2007 BMW. At 140,000 miles, was in too many miles. Strange it went. It happens. Some cars break soon. Some cars don't ever break. I've got like 107,000 on mine. But it's been easy miles, and I drive it easy. I don't beat it. It's also how you take care of it too. Sometimes you still get away with it. I know I used to beat the crap out of my Camaro, and it still ran like a top. I was surprised. So, remember, coffee grounds, potato skins, vegetable scraps, eggshells, all go into we call it the food bucket. Then I go out and I dump it out in the garden and let nature take its course. That's one way I get the calcium back in the soil. When you grow tomatoes take a lot of calcium out. That's why they're good for calcium, among other things. So in the grow bags, I think about the grow bags, I'm putting fresh dirt in there, so I don't have to worry about rotating. But in the raised bed, I do. So I had a really successful, I think I had about 8 tomato plants in it. Got a ton of tomatoes from it. So I can't put tomatoes in them again. Like I said, I think I'm going to do the beans just to help the soil. I'll probably plant them pretty thick. Nice thing about a raised bed is easier to weed. They don't have to bend down as far. That's the same thing with the grow bags. I can just get a stool out there, and it's very relaxing at some time. And I'll have some live streams. I did that last year. Maybe that big fox snake will come visit again. I think I'll put another tarp out there for them to hide under. Oh, goodness. Now this one's not peeling very well. And it was one of those ones I was worried about might. And what it is the yolk was too close to one side. There we go. I'm gonna catch up with my comments here. I am the 18th. Yep. So not next weekend, but the weekend after that. Not this weekend, but the weekend after that. So literally, I got 3 more workouts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lot of reps in the medium high weights. So tomorrow will be like probably 315, 335, 380. Probably pop 405 for one. Then probably back down to 365. Just keep eating 365 until I'm dead. And Friday, just try to do a couple more reps than what I did on Tuesday. And then the next Tuesday, do a couple more reps than I did on Friday. And then it's rest. Then I got to stay out of the gym. I also want to get 3 really heavy tricep days in and at least 2 heavy shoulder days in. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do the deadlifts on the deck. Maybe I'll do shoulders at the gym. I felt good about putting that 225 up on the military. Man, maybe didn't get a full lockout on it, but I felt pretty good about that lift. I was surprised I didn't get any 0 rep done comments on that one. That's usually the one I get. I think Michael can contest that too. It's on our overhead presses. You know, your form's terrible. And you have no content on your channel. Shut up. Oh, did I say that out loud? But I usually knock the yolks out of like 2 of them. Now I did do some research. I got to do some more. But there's a lady doctor out there that says, let's talk about the cholesterol myth. And I need to dig into it a little bit more. But you're saying that heart disease, it's not cholesterol that's the enemy, it's like sugar. But you know, sugar is a crop to make money on. Chris Marie, hello, good morning. Thanks for joining in. So now I sit there and put my favorite sauce on there. A1. A1 is not for steaks. If you're putting this on steaks, you did not cook the steak right, or you had a bad piece of meat, or it was in the freezer too long. I try not to freeze my steaks, but I did it one time and I left one in the freezer too long, so I made a stew out of it instead. And of course, my sponsor, who is it, but should be, Fairlife Milk. Half the sugar, remember you're trying to avoid sugar, and 50% more protein, so 13 grams per 8-ounce serving versus 8 grams. And somebody else told me, well, I drink almond milk for my protein. You only get 1 gram out of 8 ounces. You're not getting protein. It's slightly better than water, only slightly. But they said, well, I drink it because I like it. That's okay. Well, then, nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy the taste, you go for it. I got my multivitamin. I just picked this up. Turmeric and moringa. And this has been really helping me improve my breathing significantly. I mean, I noticed it right from day one. So I forget which subscriber mentioned that, but someone in one of my live streams mentioned it, and I appreciate it. It is. So, just like probably everybody, I like pancakes. But after I ate pancakes, about an hour later, I started getting the shakes. And I had to get some sugar in me. So I stopped using, as the Canadians call it, syrup from a telephone pole. And I started using pure maple syrup. So I went from your Aunt Jemima's, log cabin, and Mrs. Butterworth, whatever, to this pure maple syrup and honey. And I no longer get those shakes. So it's not just so much that sugar is bad for you. It's just that corn syrup is the worst form. Pure cane sugar is the next one. It's better than corn syrup. But your honey and your pure maple are good sugars, because you do need sugar. We just get too much of it. Either way. But yeah, I don't drink soda that often. I do once in a while, but not often. If I have ice cream or anything, I have it during the day most of the time. I think I still got some apple pie for my birthday. Yep. The wife asked what I wanted for my birthday. If I wanted a cake, I said I'd rather have some Dutch apple pie. So we don't do desserts very often. Right, so it's great for the inflation and also great for the lungs. I find that I'm breathing better. I think the reason that last time I got 14 reps at 275 is just because my breathing was easier. Where usually I would stop at 10. I just had more air. Yep. Local honey is also supposed to be good for allergies. It's supposed to help you with allergies too. So when I have pancakes, I use raw honey and pure maple syrup. And then I don't get the shakes. Hey Dingus, how we doing? How you doing? Welcome. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. Appreciate that. And at first I didn't, because I don't like the taste of pure maple syrup. I did at first, but hit it with the honey, and now I like it. Now it's preferred. But yeah, and then I ordered some black seed oil. I'm taking that too. Buttermilk. Oh, there you go. Use that to make the pancakes. My dad had a buttermilk pancake mix. Arctic Fitness, hello. 50-mile bike ride, holy. Dead country roads, road in the woods. Oh man, that had been awesome. I love going through trails, walking through the woods, and that. I wanted to take a hike back to the woods today, but we got more rain last night, so I just don't want to deal with all that mud. I always do a quick pre-rinse before I put it in the dishwasher. I'm the dishwasher. That's awesome. I did go for a mile hike yesterday. I was feeling a little bit under the weather. It was my birthday, but I still get to walk in. There you go. So I think I'm going to do the deadlifts on the deck. And then I'm going to go to the gym and maybe just do other back exercises, but I might do shoulders. We'll see what mood I'm in. If the back machines are open, I'll probably just do those. Milk does the body good. Surprise mix went out again. Out there surprising me. I saw you on Alaskan Prepper or Angry Prepper. I watched them both. Said happy birthday, Mitch. Yeah, he did. It is. Rudy is such a good guy. I like him. He does so much for the community and that. I guess he's taken a month off. Probably a good thing. I think he just wants to spend it with his grandchild and kids and that. But I think a little bit of it is this. He was just getting too many haters. Which kind of was the motivation for the title. Just don't let them have their way. They're sad individuals, and they're only getting liked because they try to make you sad. So, good weekend. I'm another year older as I made another trip around the sun. Still feeling nice and strong. Looking forward to competing on the 18th, which I will try to live stream, but it'll be a very chaotic one. Thank you. Appreciate it. Because there's going to be a lot of people there, and I don't know where I'm going to be able to set my computer up. But we'll post my lifts. Because I'll just have the wife video them for me. Go from there. Thanks for the support on Facebook. Appreciate that. And for those of you that follow me on Instagram too, I appreciate that. I got, I'm getting close to 8,200 subscribers here, which I'm just amazed at. And I got 7,200, or soon I'll have 7,200 on my Instagram, which is kind of like, wow, what happened? That was quick. So basically, I do this to get people motivated to work out. It's not for money. I don't make that much. I could go and work 2 extra hours of overtime and make more than I make all month. But I do like it when I get comments and emails from people saying, listen, because of you, I went back in the gym. Because of you, I went and started hiking. Because of you, I went and got active again. Because of you, I didn't give up. I do have some people go, well, why do you show your lifts that were less than you did 3 weeks ago? Well, I'm showing you the journey. It's not always all uphill. Sometimes you're going slide back down, and then you make adjustments. You analyze what you're doing. Is it my diet? Is it my rest? Is it how I'm working out? And then you make the adjustments and you keep going. So I want to share that because I think that motivates people that are struggling to understand that struggling is natural. It's going to happen at some point in your lifting career. You're going to struggle. You're going to have setbacks. It's going to be a roller coaster, and you need to keep at it. If you're watching a channel that all they're showing you is success, well, they're giving you a false narrative. And then when you don't have success in the gym after a couple workouts, you might get frustrated and stop, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep at it. Kansas City. Yeah, that's what time it is here too. Kansas City, Missouri. I hope to stop in Springfield, Missouri, and work out with Cole Bennett. He is very strong man in my age group. Number one in his age and weight bracket, which is show, but I just can't wait to really work out with somebody that's going to push me. It's just the opportunity to work out with somebody who's stronger than me are few and far between. So I welcome when I get that opportunity to do that. So what else to cover? I think we covered everything. So don't feed the trolls. Just ignore them. If you're putting out videos and they say, oh, you're not doing it right, and you go in there, they have the 0 channel content. Why even give them the time of day? Like I said, I've got the reoccurring troll on my videos. Hey, help the algorithm. Thanks. Appreciate it. I just click the OK and move on down the road. Because understand, the worst critic to me is me. I'm going to criticize myself far more detailed than anybody else is going to. All right. But just get in the gym and lift, or go for a bike ride, for a walk, yoga, Pilates, dumbbells, water jugs, whatever. Just get active. Gardening is activity. At 260, pretty soon you're going to be on my weight. Well, that's good, Jason. Congratulations. So, March 18th is my contest. And then July could be very, very busy because the 11th I throw in Pittsburgh. And then I could be doing a lifting in Dubuque, Iowa on the 14th. So, always stay active. And that's what I do. I mean, there are going to be days you rest. Sunday was a pretty slow day for me. I mean, I did work for 4 hours, but it was a slow day. You need one. I have a troll name, but I'm not a troll. My dog name is Dingus. His favorite snack is a little chub meat snack I picked. There you go. And that's how people get some of their stage name. I was just made up my channel, MacBean Scottish Fitness, and it's grown well past my expectations. I did not think at one time I'd be doing this. Not at all. Remember doing my first live, had no idea what I was doing. Not that I have much better of an idea now, but I try. Do things and stay strong. Oh, that's right. Physical activity also stimulates the brain. Makes your joints and bones stronger. If you fall down, something don't break. There's too many advantages there. And with that, I'm going to start getting ready for my hike. Everybody, thanks for joining in this morning. Have a wonderful day. Remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise will make you a much happier person, which in turn gives you a happier life.